Guys, does anybody have team music?
Yes.
Can't play it.
Oh, yeah, no.
We know. We thought
We're
you
gonna
were
sing
saying
it.
it.
Hey, we thought you were gonna take care of it.
So we can do it then. You're telling me there's a chance.
Yes, can we dance?
You can dance all you want.
I got you.
Traction,
No, I'm
that's the
bored.
team
No
music you
music.
play. Okay.
Play some for us.
It goes
What's up, buddy?
Shut us down.
How are you, friend?
Matt.
I love that smile.
He'll be over there.
He's my buddy. I talk to him after the game.
Go. 2 hours. Come on, Zane. Come on.
2 hours? What's the start time?
Let's go, ZT!
From the Elizabethtown Sports Complex, the Elizabethtown Sports Park, here in the bluegrass state of Kentucky. It's another beautiful day for youth baseball here at one of the great premier events in America. This is the 2021 Travel Ball Select National Championships in the 11U classification. And hello again, everybody. Thanks for joining us right back here on the Travel Ball Select's website via Facebook as we bring you the national championships here this afternoon. Alongside Rick Goff, I'm Chris Mooneyham. We appreciate you being with us for the national championship game. Perhaps, of course, it's a double elimination tournament, so here's what we're looking at. ZT's national prospects from the state of California taking on Traction Canes Black from the state of Louisiana. For ZT, win this ball game, you take the national crown. For the boys from Louisiana, Traction Canes Black, you'll need 2 wins here this afternoon. It's been a great tournament in the 11U classification, and we end with a bang.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit different than what we've seen on the first 3 broadcasts, and you'll see the first thing you're going to notice is the size of the boys, between 11 and 12 years old. And I know there's a year in there, but you know, things like puberty hit and kids' growth spurts hit at a different time. We've got another matchup here in front of us. This is number 1 versus number 2 in the country. So my staff at Travel Ball Select, kudos to them for getting number 1 and number 2 right in the 12-year-old division, and we've got number 2 and number 1 right in the 11-year-old division. I'm excited.
And we are underway with a strike. Zane Valdivia is your starting pitcher for the boys in blue. He'll kick and fire with that ZT Prospects uniform. It's almost as if they should be playing Major League Baseball in the middle 80s. That baby blue type, maybe a little darker than baby blue type color. I love it. Traction Canes Black with Miles Augst, the shortstop, Brody Keene, the third baseman, and Burke Creasy, the left fielder. You're guaranteed 3 in this, the visitors' half of the first inning.
Who wore that baby blue back in the 80s?
Who didn't wear that baby blue in the 80s? I mean, the Braves, the Cardinals.
Kansas City.
Kansas City, yeah. Montreal.
Uh-oh, Montreal. Some youngsters out there listening to this, they're going to say, what is Montreal?
Yeah, what is a Montreal?
What is a Montreal?
You're right. We're only 1 batter into the ball game, and we've already shown our age. That's about right.
That's about right.
Brody Keene to lead things off. Defensive lineup now for ZT's prospects from California, led by head coach Carlos Avila. Barbarina, Gonzalez, and Brown in the outfield, left to right. Again, Barbarina, Gonzalez, and Brown. On the infield from third to first, Angulo, Minor, Avina, and Kahale, I beg your pardon. Walters behind the plate. Again, third to first, Angulo, Minor, Avina, and Kahale. Strike. To start, Brody Keene. ZT National Prospects from California. #1 team entering bracketed play. They have been dominant this year and in this tournament. And a stolen base for Miles Augst. Ruddy checks the runner. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. ZT National Prospects. California boys 6-0-1 overall. 6-0-1 overall. They've outscored their opponents in their 7 ball games 58-9. 58-9 in 7 ball games. Without a loss this week. Ground ball, eats up the shortstop, hops past him into left center field for a base hit, scoring the opening run of the championship game. Brody Keene with an RBI hit. Traction Canes Black from Louisiana with a 1-0 lead. Let me give you that number one more time. ZT Nationals 6-0-1 on the week. 58-9. They've outscored their opponents 58-10 now on the week. Finished 3-0-1 in pool play where they outscored their opponents 29-3. Give you the numbers on the Louisiana boys here in just a moment. But first, here's Burke Creasy. Cressy gets a piece and foul. Burke's papa, a well-known college baseball player, head coach of this club. Brad, left-handed batter, chopper it short, into center field for a base hit. Keene will hold up at the second base bag, and now the first 3 men in this national championship game have reached.
Well, Coach Cressy couldn't ask for a better start here. Three batters up to the plate. All 3 have reached base, scoring a run. This is exactly, we talked about this with the Astros. They don't play from behind very often, and the same thing for the ZT boys from Cali in the 11-year-old division. They're not used to playing from behind, so this is going to be something new for them and see what happens.
They'll say that it did hit him. Zach Ray is hit by a pitch, and this is a wild start to the national championship game. A walk, a single, and an HBP. Traction Canes Black from Louisiana, as you see the mound visit here from Carlos Sevilla and his squad. Traction Canes 6-1-1 overall during the week, where they've outscored their opponents 40-33. Played a ton of close ball games. They were 3-0-1 inside a pool play where they outscored their opponents by a 26-18 margin. We'll talk about the road for each of these teams into the national championship as we make our way through the broadcast.
Yeah, both coaches, when you start off a game, you always have a plan of how you want to see that first inning to go. And right now, the plan is working out perfectly for Traction, and the plan is turning into more of a nightmare for ZT Elite as the first 4 batters have reached, and they jumped out to a 1-0 lead.
Thomas Sides now. Sides, the second baseman. Thomas Little Mighty Mike. Good fielder, good slap hitter. He's got the high socks, got the eye black, the sunglasses, sleeve on the right hand.
They look the part, don't they?
I love a kid who's serious about it.
You know he probably checks himself in the mirror 2 or 3 times before he heads to the ball field. Make sure everything's in proper order.
Look good, feel good, play good. Now Mattel's outside.
Starting to see a little discouragement, a little body language, bad body language from the pitcher. He's getting a little frustrated. He's not being able to find the zone, and it's almost like he's looking at the coach like, I don't know what I can do here.
Valdivia, the right-hander. Chopper past the third baseman into left field for a base hit. They're going to hold the second runner, but it's 2-0. An RBI hit from Thomas Saenz.
You know, most coaches in that situation probably press the issue and send the runner from third. But Coach Cressy right here, he's just going to play his averages. He's going to go station to station, keep scoring a run at a time, and before you know it, those runs add up very quickly.
Oh yeah.
As we saw that in the game before, a 2-1 ball game turned into a 9-1 ball game over very quickly.
One pitch, one zone, Yard.
Plus, in some ways, it can be more difficult to manufacture runs. You're not going to get any bloops and blasts here out of the 11-year-olds.
No, you're not going to see many tape measure home runs out of this group.
Ground ball past the third baseman once more. Ball's bleeding all the way through the infield. 1,000 paper cuts worth of death here.
Yeah, seeing single with eyes, as they call it. That's two that's went through that 5-6 hole. I mean, really nothing the third baseman can do. The ball gets, on that turf, gets that second hop with a lot of top spin, gets through the infield very quickly. And Traction Canes could have not written a better script to start this game. 6 batters, 3 runs, bases are still loaded, and we've got a pitching change.
And Hudson Brown will be the new hurler. One of the biggest kids on his club, if not the biggest. A left-hander. A little more gas than some of these kids may be accustomed to seeing. Now he'll be the man who is charged with the task of trying to hold this inning at bay. Traction Canes Black from Louisiana has had the first 6 men of this national championship game reach. A walk, consecutive singles, an HBP, and now again consecutive singles. To plate 3 runs, the bases are loaded, there's no one out. Now keep in mind, you talk about the recipe for Louisiana. They need 2 wins to be the national champions. They'll have to win this one and then win another to be crowned national champions. ZT National Prospects from California needs just 1 win to be the titleists. If we go to a winner-take-all deciding game, we'll not have the broadcast of that. We're going to broadcast the 10U National Championship, so this, the action, if we need a winner-take-all game, they'll move over to field 7 and go off at what might end up being about 4:30 or so.
Yeah, approximately about 4:30.
Here's Cole Albert, the extra hitter. Strike.
We talk about game plans. All these top-level major teams, when they go into a game like this, they have a main plan and they have a plan B. And right now, ZT had to go to plan B in the first inning with nobody out, and that's never a good sign. Some people out there watching may be wondering, we're in the first inning. That's a little quick to pull the pitcher, but in these types of events, a 3-0 deficit is tough to climb, and you need to stop it and don't let it get any larger so you can get them up and having that bat.
All right, back to the pitcher. He'll come to the plate, throw down to first, get the double play.
That's exactly what ZT needed right there. Such a huge play. Great presence of mind by the pitcher to field the comebacker and not to panic, Chris. This is the important thing to realize. He set his feet, made a good strong throw to the catcher. The catcher steps out to the middle of the infield, fires down to first base to complete the double play. And now, as disastrous as this inning was looking, they're 1 pitch away from trying to get out of this with minimal damage.
You talked about scripts. That was exactly what they needed. Ground ball anywhere else is almost certainly going to score a run. Infield now back, of course, with 2 men out. Runners at second and third. Great speed out there, however, for Camden Estep.
if ZT's able to get out of this without any further damage, this is what we talk about with the momentum. The momentum will shift definitely back in favor of ZT if they can not allow any more runs here.
Outside corner strike. And as we've mentioned already a couple of times today, momentum means far more at the youth baseball level than it does, say, Major League Baseball, something like that. Momentum is a real, tangible part of the ball game at the youth baseball level.
And more so from a psyche, the psychic aspect of it, especially with these young players, because their psyches are so fragile.
Strike.
Yeah, E-Step tried to buy one there. He was trying to influence the umpire that the ball was outside and try to get a base on balls, but the umpire was having none of it, caught the corner there for strike 2.
Fought it off.
Hey, 3, let's go. Trust your approach. Okay. Come on. Get off.
Got him. Hudson Brown comes on and does his job. Gets his team out of the jam without giving up a run. But 4 hits in the inning with a hit batter and a walk. Plates 3. It's 3-0 through a half inning. Blake Barberina, Angel Gonzalez, Lennox Minor. The first 3 to the plate on this gorgeous Father's Day afternoon. In Elizabethtown, Kentucky, in a drive to right, up into that wind, carrying back, and gone! Blake Barberina with a solo home run on the first pitch offensively that the prospects see in the national championship game. And they're back to 3-1.
Boy, just as we talked about in the inning, at the top of the inning, that we probably wouldn't see many home runs. Look at that. Run gets up in that jet stream that we talked about. If you're just joining us, the wind is blowing out to right, pretty stiff. And he got to put a good swing on this, got it up in that jet stream, and helped just barely carry it over that 250-foot sign out there in right center.
The other big point we were making last inning, momentum. Could have been down 4, 5, 6, 7-0 entering this bottom half of the first inning. 3 runs were in, the bases were loaded, there was no one out. And then a double play, 1-2-3 on your card, followed by a strikeout. Gets California out of the inning, keeps the deficit at 3-0. And then the first pitch you see offensively, you scorch out of the park. Here's Angel Gonzalez.
Well, we talked about plan B in the first inning, right? I mean, bases loaded, nobody out. Coach Avila goes out there and makes a pitching change. He gets out of the inning without no further damage.
At first.
And now instead of looking at a big deficit, you're in a 3-1 ball game.
Defensively for Louisiana, it'll be Cressy, I beg your pardon, Edmonds, and Black in the outfield. Left to right. Keene, Augst, and Sides with Estep at first. You saw Estep make that play just a moment ago. Getting third to first around the horn, Keene, Augst, Sides, and Estep. Ray behind the plate. Receiving the pill from Bo Guzman. Center field. And deep. And gone.
Well, I guess it shows you what we know. But folks, I got to tell you, that's the way you're going to hit one out in this game, is you're going to have to hit one high and deep out of here. Let the wind help you get this ball up and over the batter's eye in deep center field.
No pressure.
Not taking nothing away from the young man. He put a great swing on this pitch here, drove it deep to center. I don't think it would have made a difference either way with the wind on that one. The first one, the wind definitely helped to get out of here, but this one, it was going to be out of here regardless.
Well, Zion Avina, second baseman behind 0-1 in the count. Smoked. Hanger. You hang it, we'll bang it.
Come on, babe. Miles, back 2.
Keep it there, babe. Keep it there.
Well, we got ourselves a ball game.
Yes, indeed.
Come on, baby. Level swing, kid. Takes one, babe.
Oh, should have held on to that one. That's not the play that you want to make if you're Hawks. You want to take that ball and see if it has any scuff marks on it and stick it in your back pocket and save it for later.
Yeah, a little indecisiveness here. He needed to charge this ball right away, because once it took that second hop, it was going to eat him up with that top spin, and that's exactly what happened there. Tough play, especially for an 11-year-old to make. Hopefully he'll learn from that and move forward.
E6.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, agreed. Valdivia now.
Go 1-5.
Zane. Oh, that one gets away. That's going to be a pass ball now. Guzman let that one rip, and it was wide of the strike zone, but that was almost right into the glove of the backstop Ray. It got through him, allowing a runner to advance down to second. Not just any runner, but potentially the tying run.
Here's a good mound visit by Coach Cressy right here. Got to go out, remind the young man he's still got the lead, even after all the dramatics of the 2 home runs. Remind him he's still got the lead. Do your job. Let's get a couple ground balls. Let's get back in. Let's keep a 3-2 lead and try to get some more.
Valdivia trying to help himself out. Pitcher on pitcher here. 3 in the top of the first for Louisiana. Already 2 here in the bottom of the first for California.
Go be smart.
Of course, Valdivia started this ball game. Hudson Brown came on and took his spot. Be a walk for Valdivia.
Looks like he might have hurt himself sliding into the bag at second. I didn't actually see what happened.
Left, we roll 2 that way. Backhand, step on your bag, go 1.
You're right, baby.
2 home runs, a man reaching on an E6, and a walk in this inning to go along with a ground out.
Hey, in the game, stay in the game.
So 4 of the 5 batters have been on the base paths so far. Here's Hudson Brown. Brown trying to help himself out on the mound. He takes a strike. Home plate umpire with a wide strike zone in this one. So the boy's going to have to be ready to swing.
Traction right now is just looking for an out anywhere. Anywhere they can get one, they'll take it right here.
Baseball can make you feel so helpless, can it?
It has a funny way of doing that to you.
Sometimes you sit here and you wonder, how in the world are we going to get an out? The beauty of baseball as opposed to having a clock, different from football and basketball. You try to hold on to a lead and team just keeps wrapping balls around the yard, and you're thinking to yourself, man, if we could just get that one out, and you feel like it's so close. It's different from basketball when you're losing a lead. Trust me, I know, I'm a Hawks fan.
Oh, man.
Got a big one tonight.
Big one.
They played a wild series with Philadelphia where both of those teams have had multiple comebacks at each other, and it's just different in the other sports than it is with baseball.
Well, I think if anything, Trae Young has showed the world in this series. He's going to be something special.
Yes, indeed.
He's going to be a good ball player.
You know, he has the most points through the first 11 games. His first 11 games, or 10 games, I beg your pardon. He has scored the most points of any player in NBA history through his first 10 career playoff games. Astounding.
That's a large list.
Yeah. Hey, a deep drive. Center field. No way. Can't believe it. Yes, indeed. I do not believe it. A grand slam for Josh Angulo. 3 home runs in the inning, and it's 6-3.
What an amazing feeling for that young man as he launches one into deep center field. Look at the runner running from first to second. He knew it as soon as it launches. His hands go in the air. He's seen this before from him. Grand slam, home run, 6-3. Now Coach Cressy, he's got to be thinking about plan B right now.
Yeah. Man alive, what a wild first inning here in the 11U National Championship game. Perhaps it's the National Championship game. Could be the first of 2. Here's Blaze Kahale. My goodness. So Bo Guzman spotted a 3-0 lead entering this bottom half of the first inning, and now he trails 6-3. Strike.
And it happened very fast.
Yeah, Barberina led off the ball game with a home run. First pitch he saw, first pitch his team saw. That made it 3-1. Should get over that. Yes, indeed.
Nice change up there.
You don't necessarily have to let that affect your momentum. Got a ground out of Gonzalez, did Guzman. Now 1 out, nobody on. 3-1 ball game. Then you give up the solo home run to Minor. It's 3-2. That sent a lightning bolt of electricity through the team and the fan base.
You can see it. You can see the change.
Then Avina reaches on an E6. And that really, for me, Rick, and you feel free to disagree, but for me, that's really where the inning turned. Because then the E6 happens. Now you got another guy on base. You could have had the second out of the inning. Instead it goes reach on an E6, walk, grand slam, and now Kahale's on.
Yeah, if Traction's not in trouble, if not careful here, they're going to be in trouble here as this just kind of goes on and on and on.
That one stays high for Guzman. Here's Brian Cerna. on the corner. Cerna and EH in this championship game. It's 3 walks for Guzman so far in the first. Line, left field, base hit. Holly going to make his way down to the second base bag. More action on the pads.
And there's what we were talking about right there, Chris. The difficulty of getting outs in a big inning like this. Third baseman jumps up and misses that ball by 2 or 3 inches, just out of the reach of his glove. And that's what happens when you're trying to get outs. If outs are coming easy, that ball goes right into the glove, and the baseball gods fix it for you. So, yeah, I feel bad for the young man. He come out here, was spotted 3 runs, wasn't able to hold on to it. But listen, this is a 6-inning game. It was 3-0 in the first inning, the top of the first. Now we've kind of flipped it up. ZT has taken a 3-run lead. So, you know, at 11, you're trying to tell them, hey, listen, don't get discouraged. Let's get off the field. Let's get back in there. Let's try to chip away at this lead.
Well, I especially hate it because as Guzman makes his way over to his dugout, as you will sometimes see out of the youngsters, he gets a little sad, gets a little emotional. Again, we are still just talking about 11-year-olds here. So Guzman will check out.
That's a biggest challenge in youth baseball, especially at the 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, is the emotion of the game. That young man comes off the field, and I'm sure he feels that he just let his team down.
Yep.
And if he goes back and watches his broadcast, I want him to know that, you know, I'm sure he was a big reason, a big part of them to get to this point where they're at now.
Wouldn't be here without him.
Wouldn't be here without him. And so hopefully the young man knows that. Hopefully Coach Cressy over there tells him that and helps him from that mental aspect of the game, which is so difficult for players this age.
So Noah Landry will be the new man on the mound. For Traction Canes, Noah, an extra hitter listed initially in the lineup. Delivered an RBI single in the top half of this inning. What a wild first frame.
I know we talked about it in the early broadcast, but we haven't brought it up in this one. The extra hitter is a rule they have in youth baseball that allows you to get more kids involved into the game. And here at the Travel Ball National Championships, you have 3 options to choose when you're submitting a batting lineup. You can choose to bat 9 and 9 only. You can choose to bat 10 with an extra hit or 1 extra hitter, or you can bat your entire lineup. And I'm pretty sure that the ZT team has chosen to bat their entire lineup, get everybody involved in the game, get everybody some time in there. You can freely substitute once you do that, but the drawback to that is if one of the players happens to get hurt or he can't make his plate appearance, it will be declared an out in the lineup.
2 extra hitters in one lineup?
Sure.
Yep. Oh, nearly hit him. Holy smokes, Walters was squaring to bunt. He actually had to move in towards the plate to stay away from that ball. Not back up away from the plate, but actually move into the plate to stay away from that ball. 2 men will advance, and now Cameron Walters stands at the plate with 1 man out and 2 guys in scoring position.
You know, being here at the ballpark, you can hear some of the fans talking about, you know, let it hit you. We've got ice. It's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you what, I've played baseball, and I'm not standing there letting that ball hit me.
That's easy to say. Harder to do. Walters nearly took the second one.
Instinct takes over, right? He's just going to get out of the way.
Yeah. Shoot, yeah.
There you go, baby.
Now Landry drops one in. 2-1 count. Yeah, we've got a few mics right there at field level, and that's part of the ambient noise and the crowd noise that you're hearing. You know, tight quarters here. Everybody's on top of each other.
Yeah, you get that at youth parks. You know, they want to feel part of the game. The fans do. But there's some drawbacks to it. You know, now they're really close to the umpires. And you have some fans that want to verbalize their opinion to the umpires, probably more than they should.
No.
I know, it happens once in a while.
That's wild. I've never heard
Not often.
tell of such.
No, not often. Just only every other pitch.
No, not.
You know. Not very often.
So a walk to Walters. And ZT Prospects, the California boys, batting around here in the first. This is Blake Barberina. Remember that Barberina started this inning. First pitch of the inning, first pitch that they saw in the national championship, he hit a solo home run. And this one he drives down the right field line. That's hooking and a foul ball down into the corner. One man has scored. Second runner coming around third, and he'll come to the plate as well. Second and third. One man out. 8-run bottom half of the first. Blake Barberina with a solo home run, a double, and 3 RBI with a run scored in the first.
And you've seen 2 pitches.
That's right.
He's seen 2 pitches.
That's wild.
You know, normally you like to see your leadoff hitter kind of set the table, see a few pitches so your teammates can kind of see the stuff that the pitcher has and kind of set the table. But that young man says, I'm not having none of it. I'm swinging at the first good one I see.
Now this is Angel Gonzalez, and by the way, there's still just 1 out in the inning. Gonzalez is the only man to not reach so far for the boys in blue. He grounded out to the first baseman unassisted as the second batter of the ball game.
Well, here's one of those rare opportunities in baseball where you get a chance to make 2 outs in the same inning.
Wow. Wow, this is really something.
Just in the top of the first, remember how we talked about this was a perfect start for Traction Canes.
Yep.
And this game will turn on you in a minute.
Might be too early to talk about it. In fact, it is, but I feel obligated to mention it because, I mean, it is part of my job after all. Here's Lennox Minor, solo home run this inning. Run rules, mercy rules. Fouled away. 15 after 3. If anyone has a 15-run lead after their opponent has batted 3 times, this ball game will be over. It's 10 after 4, 8 after 5. And we did see that in our last broadcast here. East Cobb Astros Orange from the state of Georgia won the 12U championship when they hit a 3-run home run to give themselves a 9-1 lead in the 5th. That was an 8-run mercy rule after 5.
That was a 2-1 ball game in the 3rd.
That's right. Popped him up. It's exactly what Louisiana needed. Landry's making the call. They're going to call an infield fly. They've called the infield fly. They have no idea, or Landry doesn't, at least for the moment. So 2 men out.
Boy, I tell you what, you know, little things go unnoticed in this game, but little things that I pay attention to was right there. Every runner knew the infield fly rule. And so when that ball dropped in, sometimes teams do this on purpose. They drop that ball in to see if the runners will start running, and they're at risk of being put out. So heads up base running to all the ZT runners as they stayed on the base on that infield fly rule.
I'm going to tell you something. I cannot remember how to score the infield fly in my scorebook because the ball wasn't caught.
That doesn't happen very often.
I don't remember. I guess it's a broadcaster faux pas for me to even admit that, but I don't mind doing that. I mean, look, there's so many things in baseball that we as experts forget all the time. It just is what it is. Can't be afraid to admit things like that. I got to tell you right now, I cannot remember how to score an infield fly when the ball's actually not caught.
You know, I
got you, didn't I?
You do. I pride myself on being extremely baseball knowledgeable. And
that's what I'm saying. Me too, but I can't remember. While you're thinking about it, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3 men on. Bases loaded here. Bottom half of the first.
We're going to get this answer before we get off the air.
Zion Avina reached on an E6 his first time up. He'll test the shortstop once again. Moving back in the call and the catch, and that will be the frame. But 8 runs come across in a lengthy, long, entertaining bottom half of the first that features 1, 2, 3, 4 extra base hits. Never mind the singles and walks and how many home runs. Well, I'll come up with the numbers and have them for you when we come back. Through one, 8-3. This is a completely different ball game since the last time the boys from Louisiana came to the plate, where they had a productive first inning. The first 6 men of the ball game reached for Traction Canes Black from Louisiana. First 6 men reached, walk, single, single, hit batter, single, single. Scored 3 runs. They were off to a racing start and feeling good about their chances of winning back-to-back ball games and winning a national crown. Remember, that's what Louisiana has to do, win back-to-back to be the titleists. But then momentum really shifted.
A big one.
California gets a 1-2-3 double play to end that inning, or to get 2 outs. Then gets a strikeout. Traction goes from scoring 3 runs and potentially, who knows, 4, 5, maybe 6 in the inning to only the 3 runs. And then a lightning strike beginning to the bottom of the first. A solo home run on the first pitch of the inning. Then a walk. A ground out. Then another solo homer. A man reaching on an error. A walk, followed by grand slam. Then a walk, a single, a walk.
I'm noticing a pattern here.
A double, a walk, and then an infield fly.
Coach Cressett, being a baseball purist, as I know he is, those walks have to drive him absolutely insane.
Bo Guzman reaches to start this top half of the second inning.
How did Bo reach?
With a walk.
With a walk.
And that's the last thing you want to do when you've just built up an 8-3 lead. You never want to walk the leadoff man because, as we know statistically, this is a fact now in baseball. Leadoff walks score 97% of the time at all levels. That's a statistical. No, that's not a fact? Okay, well, it feels like it.
Feels like it.
It feels like it. Popped him up on the infield. No infield fly? Just kidding. Caught it second.
Well, you're testing the knowledge of our fan base there today, aren't you?
But in all seriousness, that's the last thing you want to do is walk the leadoff man when you've just scored 8 to take an 8-3 lead.
See it. Being aggressive. Let's see it below your hand. Set your sights down here.
Here we go, Hud.
Yeah, right now with a 5-run lead, ZT's plan is pretty easy. We're just going to go up there and we're going to let you hit it and we're going to make the plays. Not doing anything fancy, just coming right at him.
Brock Black now, his first at-bat of this national championship game. 11th place man in the lineup. Guzman headed down to second, and he's in safely.
Come on.
Brown. Oh, a high throw down the right field line. Guzman's headed over to third. Black will be at the second base bag, and that'll be an E1. Black reaches on an E1.
Boy, another simple comebacker to the pitcher. He did such a great job in the first inning of handling this. It looks like he got his feet set. Gets his feet set, and he just airmails it. Throws flat-footed, and that's what happens when you guys take it easy. Make the throw, follow your throw, make a nice firm throw over to first base. He airmailed it, trying to be easy about it, and away it goes.
At third. 2 men gone. Miles Augst retired on the 5-3 ground out.
Boy, Traction could use a big hit right here from Keene. Base hit will score 2. Get him back into the ball game here a little bit.
I'll have the numbers for you on that bottom half of the first inning for California coming up in the bottom of the second. Ground ball right back to Brown. Still has time, and he guns him down. Great composure by the left-hander. Brody Keene retired. Stays 8-3, bottom of the second. California to the plate in this bottom half of the second inning. ZT Prospects.
Hey, let's go 1-5.
Who've had just a great week, and they had a great bottom half of the first inning if you're just tuning in.
Zone in right now.
Louisiana with 3 in the top of the first, and then like a lightning strike in the bottom of the first, 8 runs plated to go from 3-0 down to an 8-3 lead. Valdivia is hit. They walked in the first, and now he's on via the HBP in the second. You know you've done well when guys are batting for the second time in as many innings. In fact, I'll give you the numbers as I promised on that bottom half of the first inning. First, here's Hudson Brown. Hudson walked in the first inning. It's not the first time you're going to hear me say walk or base on balls over the next 2 minutes, so get ready for it. 14 batters went to the plate. Let me make sure. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 men came to the plate in the bottom half of the first inning. 11 of the 14 reached. 5 hits in the inning. First the pitch to Brown, which is hit on the ground down to second. Chance at a double play. Instead, they'll take the easy out over at first, and it's a 4-3 ground out.
Yeah, that's the right play on that play there. The ball was taken towards first base. you run the risk. If you try to stop, pivot, turn back to second base, you're going to run the risk of throwing it out in the left field. That was the right play there.
Josh Angulo now. Angulo hit a grand slam on the first pitch he saw in the bottom half of the first inning. The biggest blow, quite obviously, in said first inning. It was manageable. Then he hit the grand slam, and that changed the dynamic of the inning altogether. It was just 4-3. He jumped on the first one and doubled their tally. All right, so let's get back into this inning. 14 batters, 11 men reached. Just 5 hits in the inning. 2 home runs, a double, a single. But here's the big bugaboo. 5 walks,
5 walks,
and 1 man reached on an error. So 6 of the 11 men reached via either the free pass or earning the walk, if you prefer to look at it that way. And sometimes batters do earn the walk, of course.
Sure.
But either way, 6 men reached, 5 walks, 1 on an error that were in some way, shape, or form sort of given to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's just free bases. That's free. I almost said 90 feet, but this is 11-year-old division, so it's a free 70 feet that you really don't have to do nothing for. And you get enough of those, whether it's 70 or 90 feet, you end up seeing big runs like you have there in the first inning with an 8 spot.
Let's go, kid. Let's go. Right there. Attack it. If he goes, deep breath and go.
Scored 8 runs in the inning and only had 3 extra base hits. Only 5 hits total.
Yeah, but 2 of them left the park.
That's right.
Yeah, 2 of them left the park.
And 1 of them played at 4.
Combined that with some walks.
3 of them left the park.
Let's go.
3 of them left the park.
That's right.
I said 2 home runs. I beg your pardon. I'm wrong. It was 3 home runs in the inning. I beg your pardon. I had the wrong math. See, I told you earlier, math will let me down every time.
Earl Weaver would be a big fan of that inning. A lot of 3-run home runs, grand slams.
Yeah.
The old Baltimore Oriole manager, he lived by those.
Yeah, his team earned some walks as well back in the day. A liner at second, and Kahale is retired.
That's a big inning for the boys from Traction to put up a 0 there.
You got that right. Just 4 men come to the plate. 3 after the HBP. Then the next 3 come down 1, 2, 3. Top half of the third coming up. Still 8-3.
Oh, here we go.
So a big inning. Defensively, oh boy, and there you go. Cressy earns the base on balls.
Gotta like it.
I love it.
Yeah, right?
I love it.
Didn't hurt. I'm going down to first. Give me a free 70 feet. I'm taking it.
Burke Cressy hit by a pitch. Second time he's been on the base paths. He was man who delivered a single. An RBI, scored a run. Back in the first inning. Now he's on base for the second time, and that is a great way to start the inning, unless not in time.
Boy, I tell you what, that's a heck of an effort by ZT to turn that double play. Great feet work by the second baseman. Gets the ball, rotates the hips, gets turned around. Nice feed to the shortstop, but not back in time to first base. Still a great effort.
Avina is the second baseman who just put down that fine defensive play. Here's Thomas Sides. Hammond gets away, pops away, still can't find it, spinning around. Cressy's down to the second base bag, and I'll tell you what, he got down there and he was not looking at his third base coach. And young man, you've just stepped into my biggest pet peeve in all of baseball. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go.
Pay attention to your coach. If you listen to your coach and you're out or whatever after that, hey, that's on the coach. He was calling for him to go. But you talked about your pet peeve, Chris. My pet peeve is you noticed the catcher didn't take his mask off. Looking for the ball, you got to get that mask off and find that ball. And his teammates got to help him, too. They got to point to it.
That's right. Brown should be rushing to the plate and screaming where the ball is. Backstop, backstop, backstop. Or plate, plate, plate to let him know what it's close to. On deck circle, 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 circle. Give him some sort of a verbal cue.
Hopefully that's something they learn. Again, they are 11 years old.
Oh, right, absolutely. We're not trying to pick on him by any means.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Shoot, no. Well, again, a lot of the kids are going to go back and watch these broadcasts, and we know that. And so this is a good learning opportunity for them as we offer up our knowledge as well. Brown will kick and fire. Oh, gorgeous. Thomas Sides RBI single in his only other plate appearance back in the first. Again, part of that 3-run uprising to claim the early lead. Foul.
You go back to the bottom half of the second inning. How important mentally was that for the boys from Traction to put up that 0?
Yep. Momentum. Walked him.
That's becoming a common theme in this game.
Walks, you mean?
Walks.
Oh, have we had some? I had noticed. You know what? In all seriousness, I'll tell you. Let's see.
We got to be approaching double digits between the two teams.
8. 8 combined. 5 walks issued from Traction Canes Black of Louisiana. And so obviously 3 issued from ZT Prospects of California. Here's Landry. He too with an RBI single back in the first. Chopped that one off his foot, foul. First base coach reminding Noah Landry, if you foul a ball off of your foot, make sure you sell it so the home plate umpire knows.
Knows that it hit you. Knows that it hit you.
I love it. Now that's coaching. Hey, right center field. That ball's going to be trouble, Rick. That one is headed to the gap and headed to the wall. 1 run coming around third base. They're going to wave the second man with a ton of speed. Here comes the relay. Save. 2 in the third. It's 8-5.
I'll tell you what, Chris, even though Traction scored 2 on that play, to watch the execution by ZT on the cutoff and the throw to the plate actually gave me goosebumps because they did it right. They got their ball into the infielder in a quick manner. He turns and fires, automatically knows. He's got people telling him to go for. As you see it right here on the replay, he doesn't hesitate right here. Turns automatically and throws 4. And I'm going to tell you, it was close. It was close at the plate.
Now Cole Albert, who has started with a strike. Noah Landry now, by the way, 2 for 2 with a single, a double, and 3 RBI.
Traction boys showing a little life here.
This ball game is a long, long way from over. You never know what will happen in this 11U classification, especially with these talented teams. Canes Black Traction could end up with a runaway win. I mean, you just never know.
Nice thing. The one thing about when you have good teams, you can't let up. Because they, as you can see right here, they put up a 2-spot here. Now they've made this back into a ball game 8-5.
Swing and a miss.
And that's what good teams will do. They'll keep putting pressure on you.
Albert falls to 0-4-2, and here's Camden Estep. Estep, a strikeout victim in his only plate appearance. 2 men out. Big batter here.
Great hit.
If you could go from 8-5 to 8-6, if you're Louisiana.
Yeah, the old momentum swings back your way.
Yep.
Boy, you had a hack at that one there. Just a little bit late. Now he's got to shorten up here. Got 2 strikes. And we just watched him move his hands up the bat. So he's got a good idea. He's got a good approach here. Shorten up, put it in play. He wanted that one, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He wanted it.
He stepped back into the at-bat at 1-2.
It was quite a bit off the plate there.
Brown will kick and fire. And a chopper at first. Hey, this will be a race to the bag, which will be won by the first baseman. But an so important 2 RBI double from Noah Landry. Plates 2, brings his club back to within 8-5 through 2.5. Fans want to tell you about the Mid-America tournaments, which were founded in 2002 for the purpose of providing tournaments that feature elite competition on college venues. Through the years, Mid-America has hosted tournaments in 9 states, and some of the nation's top teams are regular participants. A strike to start the inning. Midwest Nationals, Rawlings Prospects, East Cobb Yankees, Austin Wings, Bayside Yankees, so on and so forth. Mid-America was acquired by Pastime Tournaments back in 2018 and continues to serve the Midwest region with top-of-the-line events. For more information, visit midamericabaseball.com. HBP to start the inning. Now, if you're Landry, your coach, Cressy, and you're the boys wearing black, the last thing you want is to put runners aboard when you've just plated 2 to shave the deficit to 3. You want a 1-2-3 quick inning, get back up to the plate offensively. Meanwhile, Cerna on the base paths for the second time in this ball game. He singled in the first. Here's Cameron Walters squaring and taking ball 1.
Surprised to see Coach Avila here square a bunt with a 3-run lead.
Zach, you hear me?
Attaboy, B, way to move.
Go 2 with it. Miles, make sure you're there. Shallow bunt, roll us 2.
Landry set and deals. Short hop that one. Throw down to second. And the runner slides into the baseball, kicking it over into deep short, but he'll stay put. Landry's certainly not able to deliver with the same accuracy, velocity, intention when he's coming from the stretch. Yes, from the stretch.
From the stretch.
Yeah. You'll see it here. Sometimes if you watch him every pitch from the stretch, he'll pull a little short arm action, and it's not intentional.
Get on the cut if he wants. If it's down on the third base side, you got to come field and get the out. Zach, you don't cover third.
See if Coach Avila keeps the bunt on here. He had it on to move him over to second. We'll see if he'll have it on to move it over to third.
Especially with a 2-0 count, right? Oh! If you were willing to do it on the first, you might be willing to do it on a 2-0 count. No matter, of course, as Walters will take one right in the center of his back and head down to the first base bag. That one hurt.
He sprinted to first base, just like the gentleman from Traction did.
Right, right.
Took it like a champ, head down to first.
I'm not hurt. Look how fast I'm running. Blake Barberina now. I wonder if they had theme music, if they could play walk-up music. You think they would play the Ba Ran? Baba ran when Barberina came to the plate?
Yeah.
They should. Blake, 2 for 2 in this ball game. 2 for 2 in the first inning. Had a solo home run, a double, plated 3 runs, scored once. Just in the first. Ground ball at second. Oh, they go for the turn. And the throw's a little wide of the second base bag. And the bases are loaded. Well, that goes back to the conversation we were having earlier. If you're going to try that, and I'd love to see it, you got to set your feet.
Yeah, that was a tough play. Again, another ball going away from second base. You're probably better off fighting another day, taking the out at first. Now you set yourself up for a potential big inning here for ZT with nobody out and the bases loaded.
Totally agree with you. That would be the easier of the 2 outs. I have no beef. This is just to play devil's advocate with what you said. I don't hate going to second base to gun down that runner. But again, my only thing is, and I mentioned this just a moment ago, if you're going to do it, you absolutely positively have to stop and pop. You got to stop, dig your feet in, make sure your feet are planted, and that you absolutely get that out at second base. You're not trying to turn the double play there. You're trying to get that one singular out. But you're right. The play to make is to go to first. That's the book play. But he was close enough to the second base bag, and the ball was hit hard enough to where, oh boy, a run is walked in. Make it 9-5 now. Gonzalez going to get himself an RBI on a free pass. And here's Lennox Minor. This is a dangerous moment in the ball game here if you're wearing black. Ground ball, tough play, a lot of speed. Come to the play, one hopper, can't corral it. Run scores. Walters across the plate. The bases are still loaded, and there's nobody out.
Yeah, that's the only play the young man had. Slow roller to short. Unfortunately, he just threw it into the ground. It's a tough play for the catcher. That's not a first baseman glove he has there. It's a catcher's mitt. And that's a tough play all the way around.
What do you think, Chief? You want me to score that a fielder's choice or an infield hit?
That's a fielder's choice.
Yeah. I hate that, but I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, just an average throw, he's going to be out at the plate.
Let's go, baby. Have fun, baby. Let's go.
Let's take another look.
That's why you get 3.
Well, I'm going to tell you something too, Rick. That swing, Lennox, so
let's
smart.
go.
That young man was literally just trying to make contact.
Just trying to put in
That's
play.
it. Great job, Lennox Minor. If you go back and watch this a little bit later, drive to left, going to get held up in that wind. Tagging at third, coming to the plate, relay throw, safe. Barberina scores. Sac fly RBI, Zion Avina. Here's Valdivia.
You go back to that play, the ground ball to second baseman. You're looking at 2 outs now with just a runner at second. They're still in trouble here, 1 out. Runners at first and second.
And again, Louisiana giving them easy trips to the plate. 2 hit batters and a walk and a man reaching on an error in this inning. It's like a carbon copy of the first inning.
370s.
Ground ball.
Another
deep
tough
short.
play.
Indeed. Oh,
Nice
what a
play.
throw. What a tremendous throw at short by Augst. Valdivia retired for the first time. Valdivia, I beg your pardon.
Nice play. He goes into the 5-6 hole. Knows his runner, knows he had time, made a strong throw over to first base, and got him by a couple of steps, actually. What a nice play by the young guy.
Hudson Brown now. Second and third. 2 men out.
Let's go, two. Gotta be a wall.
Great speed on the pads. Gonzalez at third. Minor at second. Two hit batters. A man reaching on an error. A walk.
The parents from Traction are yelling encouragement to the boys, trying to get them to get a little life in them, and trying to fire them up here a little bit.
Well, the Deuces are wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 men on. Landry going to check it third. They may have him. Yes, sir.
Caught him sleeping over there at third base. He was playing around with that secondary lead. Got a little too far off the bag, and they picked him.
Let's take another look.
That has to be something that's called from the bench. That's a timing play, Chris. If you saw the third baseman, he kind of moves as the pitcher lifts his leg to get into play. That's something that's called from the bench. Hats off to Coach Cressy on calling that play to get him out of a dangerous situation.
Halfway through, 11-5. Bo Guzman to lead things off. Top half of the 4th inning. ZT's national prospects in California. And Traction Canes Black from Louisiana, back of first, battling the sun and making the play. Good job of staying with it. Kahale.
He made that play look way easier than it actually was. That sun was giving him a little fits there, and second baseman's bearing down on him. I'm sure he hears those footsteps too, but nice concentration there to record the first out.
Traction Canes Black, 5-4 win in their opening ball game of bracketed play this week as they took on the native Jeffersontown Strike of Kentucky. Program based out of about half an hour or so from here.
They were actually the talk of the tournament. I mean, they surprised a lot of people in this tournament. They got a lefty on that team that is absolutely dynamite. And, these people that come in from all over the country didn't realize a little team from Kentucky that could play so well.
Sullivan Edmonds now. Well, after that win, They then took on the East Cobb Astros Orange 11U program, beat them 1-0. That put them into a matchup with these very same California boys. That was a 7-5 dramatic, great ball game this morning, 8 a.m. over on Field 7. And that is the game that forced traction into the elimination bracket, where they then beat Vipers in the noon game over on Field 7. 4-3 the final in that one. Another dramatic ball game.
And Vipers, another team from Kentucky, who, again, surprised a lot of these national teams that come in here. They didn't give the Kentucky teams a lot of respect, and both of them held their own here very, very well as the Vipers made it to the final 3 in this event.
Well, they hadn't seen them a lot.
They hadn't seen them a lot.
Right. Here's Brock Black. Brock reached on an E1 back in the second inning. That was a big second inning for Louisiana. Had 2 men reach in the inning. A walk, a pop-up, and then Black reached on the E1, so they had 2 men on and just 1 man out. But California did a good job of inducing a couple of ground outs right after that. Hudson Brown had checked into the affair. He was starting to settle into the ball game. And here's another ground ball. There's one. The twist and turn.
Wow, what a play. What an amazing double play turn. I'm speechless on that effort. That's incredible.
And I've got nothing to add. Stays 11-5. Back in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, something you wanted to take a look at, Rick.
We're going to take a look at this double play again. In between innings, Coach Cressy was asking the home plate umpire for a balk. We're going to take a look and see if we can pitch and see if we can pick up what Coach Cressy was saying. I didn't see it live. We're not going to have a shot.
Shielded out from the home plate umpire. Now, so here we go, back to live action.
Well, regardless of what happened, let's not take away from it. Yeah, regardless of what happened, let's not take away from that tremendous double play that just took place.
Yeah.
Beautiful 4-6-3 turned in by ZT.
Line, left center field, base hit. Hudson Brown has a chance at extra bases. The big guy headed around the first base bag, and he's into second standing. I hate to bring it up, but look, it's part of my job, folks. I got to do it. We're into the bottom half of the 4th inning now. Remember, the run rule is 10 after 4. If somebody has if someone has a 10-run lead after 4 at-bats, then that's the ball game. So, quite obviously, center field. That one going to hold up. Yes, sir, it does. For Edmonds, he started in and had to go back a couple of steps to make that catch. That'll be the retirement of Angulo.
I thought he almost made a mistake by stepping in.
Yep.
That first step was in, but he was able to recover.
So if the boys in blue can score 4 runs here, get it to 15-5, they will be the national champions. We've already seen that happen once here today. Blaze Kahale. Fouls one away.
Boy, he had to cut at that one.
Yep. That ball was up, wasn't it?
That ball was up, a hanging curve ball. His eyes had to get really, really big for that one there, and he just missed it.
Kahale walked in the first. Was out on an L4 in the second. Hard hit ball, left field base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third. Brown will post up there. Kahale is at first. Here you go. Now you can start to think about it if you're ZT. Still going to be tough, but it's possible.
Red 29.
Here's Brian Cerna. Single in the first, hit by a pitch in the third. That started the third inning. He would later come around to score a run. That was part of a 3-run third inning. And a big 3-run third inning at that. It's been a game of incredible momentum swings. Louisiana got 3 in the first, and man alive, did they have control of the ball game. Then California got 8 in the bottom of the first to reclaim not just the lead, but a firm grasp on the ball game. Then 2 innings later, 2 in the top of the third for Louisiana to get right back in it at 8-5, and they had all the momentum back. And then, right on cue, California does it again, gets 3 in the bottom of the third to build this 11-5 lead. Now they're 4 runs away from winning the national title. At short, bad hop. Run is in, 12-5.
Yeah, that's the second time that young man has stayed back instead of charging the ball. He needs to come up and get that on the first hop. If he lets that ball hop a second time, he's going to get 8 up. That's twice now in this game that he's allowed that to happen. Hopefully he learns from that and learns to come and get that baseball.
So Kahale's at second, Cerna's at first. Cameron Walters, I beg your pardon, is at the plate. Walters a walk in the first, and he was hit by a pitch in the third. He too would later come around to score. Look at this. Better hurry. Walters with great speed, and he beat it out. The bases are loaded. Three runs away from the national title with the bases loaded and just 1 out.
Challenge.
We've just been informed Coach Cressy's going to challenge the call at first base. This is a good challenge. Right now he's in desperate need of an out, so this is a great challenge here from Coach Cressy here. We're going to get the umpire to come up here and made the call. He's going to get up here with the umpire-in-chief here, and we're going to take a look at it, and they're going to make a ruling and a decision on what they have. For those of you who are just joining us, every coach in these broadcast games get to challenge 2 plays. We've got an instant replay set up for them. We're going to run it back and forth for these guys up here, and they're able to challenge 2 plays per game. Coach Cressy has used his first one here on this crucial play, and it's a bang-bang play at first base. Boy, I don't know. I'm looking at it here as long with all of you at home on what we're taking a look at, and this is extremely, extremely close. I don't have an opinion one way or another which way this one's going to go. The ruling is it has to be in the back of the glove, and based on that right there, the back of the glove, the foot comes down first, but I don't want to speculate here.
Well,
we're going to get the call here pretty soon.
You're right, we do not, but the big thing is that you have to ask yourself when you begin this process is it enough to overturn the original call on the field? And so that'll be what the officials ask themselves. Could be a championship dividing type play. We'll have the call. You can see on the right-hand portion of your screen, the call stands. Safe. Bases loaded. 1 man out. A double, a fly out, a single, and single. That's right, a double, a fly out, and 3 consecutive singles in this inning. And remember, the run rule is 10 after 4. 10 after 4.
If we can run that back through one more time, I think the thing is here is the catch in the back of the glove. We'll get to it a little bit later.
So if California can build a 15-5 lead here, they would win the national title. That means that the man standing
right here, Chris, we're going to see it right there. See right there, it hits the glove and his foot is on the bag. Great call by the official there.
Blake Barberina, potentially with a chance to win the national title. If he could send one out of here or score everybody from the base paths. He's been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate. Lines one down the right field line and foul. Solo home run to start the ball game. And in that very same first inning, he doubled. In just the first inning, Barberina had a home run, a double, 3 RBI, and a run scored. Reached on an E4 and scored a run in the third. 2-2 count.
So in 3 games now, Chris, we've had, I believe, 5 challenges. We've had 5 challenges by the coaches, and all 5 of them, the original call.
Oh, baby, little cue shot, gonna fall in for a base hit. Station to station baseball, 13-5 ball game, and now potentially a single could win the national crown. Angel Gonzalez. 2 walks, a ground out, and an RBI. And he drives one to right. This one hooking down the line, curving, and foul. Gonzalez grounded out and walked in the first inning. He batted twice in that inning. That was the inning where 14 men came to the plate. He walked with the bases loaded in the third. Don't forget one more broadcast here today on the Travel Ball Select Facebook page. That will be the 10U National Championship game, the 10U National Championship game. We'll have that one, about 20 minutes or so after the conclusion of this ball game. Drive to right and deep, and that will win the national crown. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. It's 15-5, and it's a walk-off victory.
What a dominating performance by the guys from Traction Canes. They had a job to do. They came out here and did it. Man, just they swung the bat really well the whole game, the entire game. Hats off to Coach Avila and his crew from California. But take nothing away from the boys from Traction Canes. Yeah. Man, what a great week they had. They battled all week, played great defense to get to this point. And, you know, kudos to both teams. I'm thoroughly impressed after watching these guys play in person on how they all developed. So congratulations to both teams.
After giving up 3 runs in the top half of the first inning, California goes on to outscore Louisiana 15-2 the rest of the way, with 8 in the first, 3 in the third, and 4 here in the fourth. For the 15-5 victory for our entire crew here at the Elizabethtown Sports Park. I thank you for joining us, everybody, on the Facebook page, the Travel Ball Select Facebook page. For our entire crew, including Rick Goff, I'm Chris Mooneyham. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in a little bit.
First off, on behalf of Athletic Sports Group and Travel Ball Select, how about a round of applause for these guys? First, I'd like to give this to the Traction Canes from Louisiana. Zach Ray. Brock Him and E-step. Homicide. Brooke Cressy. Bo Guzman. Miles off. Sullivan Edmonds. Brody King. And Noah Landry. That was a great team. Now, for your 2021 national champion for TBS, the GT Bucks! Now, parents, don't hate me, but I'm taking these rings away from you again, but that's that way we can engrave them with your kid's name and number on them.
Oh,
Send them
yeah.
back to you, okay?
First and foremost, real quick, guys, you guys have a great team, class act, well-coached team. You know, dude, it was a hell of a fight, and I want to thank you guys, man. You guys keep your heads up, dude. You guys are great ball players, and you guys got bright futures ahead of you. Bigger stuff than this.
Now, boys.
Walter,
Hey!
Betsy Brown, Escajale, Lennox Minor, Ryan Serna,
Hey.
Josh Angulo, Ozzy, I'm in the bathroom, De La Cruz, Angel, Blake Barberina, Brian Avina, Dave,
Yeah, let me go ahead and take your all's picture with the banner so y'all can get some individuals, and then I'll get the rings back from y'all, okay? And then I need to get a picture
Thank you,
of
Rick.
you all's with them.
Awesome tournament. Thank you.
Hey, you all just slide down. Hey, home plate, home plate.
Go home plate.
Home plate, sir.
Smaller guys in the front, smaller guys in the front. Hudson, you're not going to be in the front.
He wants to lay down a card.
De La Cruz in the front.